Hello, my name is Valencia Turner, and I am with the Communications Department at Franklin County Children's Services. Welcome to the annual Child Abuse Prevention virtual event hosted by Franklin County Children's Services and the Citizens Advisory Committee. Thank you, Columbus Children's Choir, for that wonderful musical selection, You Raise Me Up by Josh Groban. That is an appropriate song as we gather this morning to talk about the successes of youth, families, and their support teams. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you enjoy learning about the successes of youth and families served by Franklin County Children's Services.
Good morning. My name is Julie McConnell. I am the Citizen Advisory Committee Chair and a Franklin County Children's Services Board member. And today, as we celebrate successes and achievements of youth, family, and community, we invite you to join us in creating safe, stable homes for our children. Throughout the event today, you will hear about various achievements, support, guidance, and successes accomplished at Franklin County Children's Services. Treating people fairly and equally are ongoing practices that we use while protecting children and strengthening families in our efforts to prevent abuse and neglect. If you would like to learn more about our mission, there is a link provided in the chat for agency literature, including our new annual report to the community and community resource guides. Today, you will also learn about the teamwork and partnerships of FCCS that have led to successful outcomes for our children and families. Building community support is vital to the success of Franklin County Children's Services, and we appreciate your continued efforts in the fight against child abuse and neglect. This year again, we are privileged to have a wonderful media partner with WCMH-TV, and I'm very pleased to introduce Ms. Darlene Hill, NBC4 Afternoon News anchor, who will serve as our MC. Ms. Hill is an award-winning journalist from Toledo and an OSU grad who came back to Columbus after 25 years in Chicago. During her career, she has won numerous regional and national awards, including the prestigious Peabody Award, the Edward R. Murrow Award, and multiple Emmy Awards. So we are so pleased that she is joining us this morning, Ms. Darlene Hill.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Julie, and it is my pleasure to join Franklin County Children's Services and the Citizens Advisory Committee again this morning as we celebrate youth, family, and community achievements that have taken place right here in Franklin County. It's an opportunity to learn about collaboration and determination, commitment and dedication, along with the hope for a brighter future. As we gather this morning, of course, virtually, a sign of the times, I challenge each and every one of you out there to support, guide, and give to make a difference in the life of a child. Now we'd like to recognize elected officials who have joined us this morning. Please type your name and your position in the chat line so we can give you a nice old shout out. Thank you to those officials for joining us this morning and for everything that you do to make our communities great. Now again, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the Executive Director of Franklin County Children's Services, Chip Spinney.
Good morning. Welcome to our annual Child Abuse Prevention Virtual Breakfast. Desmond Tutu states, "Hope is being able to see that there is light despite all the darkness." And today, we're here to share our light of hope with you and hopefully encourage you to help us spread more light into the world. I really like this year's theme of celebrating youth, family, and community advocates because it speaks to the many successes of children and families that Franklin County Children's Services has had with the help of our community partners, elected officials, political leaders, volunteers, mentors, board members, Citizens Advisory Committee, foster parents and kinship caregivers, and the Franklin County community. There are many people who have joined us today and choose to contribute and better the lives of Franklin County families. There's lots of diversity here today, but what we all have in common is the desire to see children grow up safe and healthy. As a public child protection agency, we rely upon everyone in the community to join in our efforts to prevent child abuse. Also, sprinkled throughout the crowd, we have FCCS staff and we have some children and families that we're privileged to serve. This is where I want to pause and commend our workforce. Our caseworkers and support staff strive every day to value every child and honor families while meeting the increased demand for our services. They work continuously to provide parents with the needed support to meet their responsibilities to their children. Even in the pandemic, the work must continue. But our achievements as an agency are not by an accident. They are because you stood up as a community and said, we can do better, we can do more. This morning, we hope that you will be inspired to continue supporting and reaching our goal of protecting children and strengthening families. Thank you and enjoy the program.
Thank you, Mr. Spinning. And now here is the president of your Franklin County Board of Commissioners, the Honorable Kevin Boyce.
Good morning. I'd like to welcome you this morning to the Franklin County Children's Services Annual Breakfast. I'm Kevin Boyce, president of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners. I'm excited to be here with you this morning to take part in this year's breakfast called Celebrate Youth, Family, and Community Achievement. It's a perfect idea to be exploring right now because I'm sure that many of you, like me, are looking forward to putting the COVID-19 pandemic behind us. More than 1.5 million Ohioans have received at least one shot already, and that number grows every day. So every day, we're moving one step closer. And there's a lot to look forward to in Franklin County. I know it's felt like the world sometimes stopped during the pandemic, but a lot of work has continued behind the scenes in Franklin County. Forbes magazine has said that Columbus is the #1 opportunity city, and Franklin County officials have been committed to making sure that opportunity applies to everyone. Franklin County offers specialized training for those who've struggled and want to move into careers with middle-class pay. We started the first program like this a few years ago and continue to expand it. Now, you can earn a stipend while receiving training for more than 15 different building trades, or while earning your certified driver's license, or while earning basic information technology training so that you can work on the cloud for major companies like Amazon. We've also put in place specialized assistance through the Franklin County Department of Jobs and Family Services to help residents with back rent and utilities and other forms of assistance to help get you through the pandemic. One of those programs is something that has come from our partnership with COSI, or the Center of Science and Industry. And that's the Youth Learning Lunchbox Kits, which have come out of the partnership that are fun, educational, focusing on science, technology, engineering, and math. These kits are distributed with meals so that youth can learn in their own home. More than 16,000 youth have already utilized them. I can go on, but there's so much more in store for you this morning. I want to leave you with one parting thought. I know life can seem rough and hard at times, but remember this: it's not where you start, but where you finish. But there are a lot of exciting opportunities ahead, and I want you to know that Franklin County is here to help.
Thank you, Commissioner Boyce. Now please welcome the chair of the Franklin County Children's Services Board, Tammy Wharton.
Good morning. I am Tammy Wharton, Franklin County Children's Services Board Chair, and I am pleased to be here with you for what is always an inspiring program. First, I would like to acknowledge my fellow board members, Reverend Michael Bean, Tiffany Hunt, Margaret Lewis, Elizabeth Martinez, Julie McConnell, Douglas Moore, and Nicole Russell Washington. As board members, we balance our professional and personal life to commit to doing what we can to support the agency's mission of child protection, and we invite others to do the same. Franklin County Children's Services is a great agency with wonderful leadership and staff. Today, you will hear about some of their work on behalf of children and families. I want to thank everyone for coming today and supporting the agency's mission to protect children and strengthen families. Your presence here reinforces our belief that keeping children safe is a community responsibility. We can all sacrifice a little of ourselves to fight child abuse and bring a beacon of hope into the life of a child. Again, thank you. And now I will turn it over to the Citizens Advisory Committee.
Thank you, Tammy, and good morning. My name is Gail Lee, and I'm the Vice Chair of the Citizens Advisory Committee. Thank you for coming this morning to show your support for the children and families served by Franklin County Children's Services. At this time, I would like to acknowledge the Franklin County Children's Services Advisory Committee. Julie McConnell is the chair. Other committee members, Lolita Augustine, Dr. Mary Bynum, Chanel Edwards, Toby Furman, Kelly Kiddow, Volunteer Services Advisory Committee Representative Steve Polovic, Alon Sims, Peter Stevens, and Peyton Watts, who's the SIMBA Advisory Committee representative. The Citizen Advisory Committee works to create and enhance experiences for children involved with the agency by giving them special opportunities for enrichment and learning, along with scholarships through donations from the community that are made to the Children's Fund. We have been able to offer scholarships, over 1,000 books last year, gift cards, and more to children whose family would not otherwise have been able to provide these opportunities. Agency youth are also able to take college tours and pay for their senior class expenses thanks to this fund. We rely on the donations given to the Children's Fund to provide these wonderful experiences for the children who are under the care of Franklin County Children's Services. So I am here to encourage you to join our Friends of Children campaign. Your donations will be used to enrich the lives of youth involved with the agency. A link outlining the Friends of Children campaign will be posted in the chat, or you can scan the QR code on the screen. Please consider donating. Your donations are one resource that benefit our children. But as you know, children also need to have positive interactions and lasting connections with adults if they are to overcome trauma and realize their full potential as adults. If you are interested in becoming that positive influence for a child or volunteering your time with Children's Services in other ways, please contact FCCS Volunteers Department at 614-275-2690 or email fccsvolunteers@fccs.us. Thank you so much for your time and attention.
And thank you, Gail, and the Citizens Advisory Committee for all the wonderful experiences that you provide for children and families of Franklin County Children's Services. You truly make a difference in their lives. And speaking of making a difference, I'm now honored to introduce our guest speaker this morning, Mr. Jamal Callahan. Jamal has had a major role in the development and implementation of HUD's new FYI voucher program. He's worked with Senator Sherrod Brown on the Emergency Child Welfare Act and serves on a number of private nonprofit boards of organizations that promote better outcomes for foster and adoptive youth. Jamal spent 6 years in foster care before finally aging out to independence at age 18. With over 15 years of experience in child welfare training and development, Jamal continues to empower foster parents, caseworkers, and foster youth.
What's going on, everybody? It is your guy, Jamal Callahan, here once again for this year's breakfast. I will say that it's an honor to be able to be here as everything has truly come full circle. As most of you know, I grew up in this system. I am a product of Franklin County Children's Services many, many moons ago. When I aged out, I remember being given some of the things needed to be successful as I went out on my own. And as I think about how we are celebrating children, how we're celebrating our families, and how we're celebrating our community, I could not help but to think of all of the pieces that helped me get to this point. At 41, I'm happy to say that, I'm a proud father, a very connected person in the community, but I couldn't do that without the help of my mentors. And I want to touch on John Martin, who was the director and the founder of Franklin County's Therapeutic Arts Program. It's an opportunity where young people were able to come in and do therapy that wasn't traditional. We were able to express ourselves through the arts. We were able to think through and process through a lot of those things that we've experienced before we came into foster care. We were able to sit down and be amongst our peers and really channel some of our best qualities. When I think about celebrating our young people, they have some of the most complex times that I think any of us have ever seen. Dealing with the stress of a pandemic, the stress of not being able to connect with family, the stress of not having a family is a lot on a lot of our young people. We have teens who are afraid and wondering what's next. I remember 6 to 9 months before I aged out of care, something that kept going through my mind is, here's all the support that I have, and to think that in 3 to 6 months, it'll be gone. I had the wonderful opportunity to work with young people in our Bridges program. And for some of you that don't know what Bridges is our extended foster care where we help serve those 18 to 21-year-olds. Luxury that I didn't have when I aged out way back in the late 90s. But what I was able to pull from these young people is the support that family would normally provide if they were in a home setting. Something else that our young people are facing now, especially if they're trying to work and go to school, is this pandemic has put them in a position where they've either been laid off from their job or possibly put out of their placement. So when you think about just this last year that we've experienced, because whether you like it or not, it's been a whole year since we've been in this pandemic, a lot of our young people are starting to thrive and starting to find a way because of the skills that they've picked up being in this space, being in foster care. This is not one of those things where this is a woe is me, this is something I've had to deal with, or a lot of my brothers and sisters had to deal with. This is an opportunity to gain so many more skills and hone so many more things that we wouldn't have gotten if we stayed with family. So I want to celebrate those young people because this is an unprecedented time. This is a moment where things are uncertain. But I will tell you, with the help of not only the families and the community, our young people wouldn't be where they are today. I want to also touch on us celebrating the family. You know, back in the day, I remember when it was all about how do we make sure we keep the young people safe. And this has been my experience. You know, my mother was dealing with an addiction, dealing with a sickness that removed us, me, my brother, and my sister, from her care. And at the time, I didn't know exactly what to expect. I didn't know, if I was even going back home. But there are so many young people that deal with the trauma of being separated from family that what we kept doing as a system was continue to add more trauma. And I'm happy that I'm a part of national work to make sure that we are doing everything we can as a system to wrap our arms around families. Families are becoming more resilient. Families are becoming more intuitive to making sure that they're doing everything that they can do to make sure that they're doing what's best for their children. Where would we be without our community partners? We wouldn't be where we are today, where we're able to reach out and have a list of so many resources. Resources like Star House. Yes, it's for runaway teens, but you'd be surprised how much love and affection and support that our young people get there. And they are pushed back into the arms of our system that's going to support them even further. You have systems and community partners like Columbus Metropolitan Housing Authority, who willingly, day by day, work to make sure that we're putting things in place to be able to house young people. Like just recently, we opened up a building that will house 31 young people who are attempting post-secondary education. That would not be possible if it wasn't for our community partners. And with the help of and the resilience of not only our young people, our families, and our community, we would not be providing a stable foundation for those leaving our system. I know this is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and there's so many things that we can say, again, being inside this pandemic. But what all of these entities do, our young people, our families, and our community, is continue to bring awareness and support that we need to support our ultimate prize, our young people. Thank you to Franklin County Children's Services for all of the many years of the work that they've accomplished, all the many lives that they've served, and all the families that they've reunited. My name is Jamal Callahan, and I thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Callahan, for that inspiring speech. Now it's time to move to the best part of the show, the award presentation part of it. Child welfare has many challenges and struggles, but today we are here to celebrate the victories and the successes of Franklin County Children's Services youth, families, community partners, social workers, and staff, and anybody that's extended a hand out to help and to show some love.
Hi, I'm Tanya Still, Director of the Malika Mentoring Program. The Jack Donahue Scholarships were developed in 1996 to honor former Deputy Executive Director Jack Donahue, who for over 29 years served the children of Franklin County. Mr. Donahue also grew up in the child welfare system and knew the struggles our children face and overcome. 2 renewable scholarships are awarded each year, one in the amount of $4,000 toward a bachelor's degree and a $2,000 award for a 2-year degree or continuing education program. They are given to deserving adolescents involved with Franklin County Children's Services who have made significant personal and academic achievements to pursue a post-secondary education. A special thanks to Chuck Cochran, the College Bound Mentoring Program Coordinator, for helping our smart and dedicated children have bright futures. These scholarships are made possible by the generosity of Franklin County citizens who have made donations to the Children's Fund. This year, Children's Services and the Citizens Advisory Committee are pleased to present a 4-year Jack Donahue College Scholarship to Miss Christian Carter. Christian is a resilient survivor of child abuse and neglect. Just after her 13th birthday, this courageous young woman called Children's Services, seeking help. Christian and her brother had been living in a traumatic family situation for years, and one day she bravely stepped up and advocated for herself and her brother. Years later, Christian is thankfully in a much better place and focused on creating a full, happy life and a bright future for herself. With the encouragement of a nurturing, loving foster home, this teen is flourishing and having fun, discovering all there is to enjoy in life, something she wasn't able to do in the past. A kind-hearted, curious youth, Christian's current interests include reading, writing, arts and crafts, swimming, and singing in the choir. A diligent, motivated student, Christian is excited for her future. She plans on attending The Ohio State University, Newark, and earning a bachelor's degree in English. This ambitious youth dreams of working in publishing and becoming a book editor. Christian's most important future goal, however, is to live a happy, peaceful life surrounded by her loved ones. As Christian says, "I look forward to the day when I can build my dream home, get married, start a family, and create a positive environment for those who may follow in my footsteps." Christian, you are truly an inspiration. We wish you all the best at college and in everything you do.
Good morning. I am Kelly Knight, Director of Organizational Health at Franklin County Children's Services. A remarkable, resilient young woman with an impressive drive to succeed, Alexis Madero has overcome the most challenging of circumstances. At age 6, Alexis and her 3 siblings were adopted into a family where physical, emotional, and verbal abuse were frequent occurrences. As Alexis herself put it, she has been through seemingly unendurable hardships. While her childhood was a difficult one, Alexis will not let this adversity define her. This determined young woman is full of positivity and focused on the future. As Alexis says, while my childhood was a chapter in my life that I could not control, I am now able to control what I want for my life. It gives me fire in my soul to continue, and I have so much life ahead of me and so much good to give. An outstanding student who is well regarded by her peers and teachers, Alexis is currently president of the Franklin County Youth Advisory Board. Her plans to go to college are a real-life dream come true. College has been an absolute dream of mine since I was little, Alexis says. When she arrives at Columbus State this fall, Alexis will be the first person in her family to go to college, an extraordinary accomplishment. She plans on eventually transferring to Ohio State, where she intends to pursue a master's in journalism and communications. This dedicated student's ultimate goal is to become a television news anchor. Alexis, you are an incredible person and clearly have an amazing future in store. You should be tremendously proud of all of your achievements.
Hello, I am Daryl Cobb, Director of the SEMBA Mentoring Program at Franklin County Children's Services. We are happy to continue the long-standing partnership between the UNCF and Franklin County Children's Services. The Alvin Hadley Scholarship is a result of a long-standing partnership between the United Negro College Fund and Franklin County Children's Services. We truly appreciate Stephen Miller, Area Development Director, and the entire team at UNCF for assisting us in investing in the future of our agency youth. Once again, we are pleased to offer the Alvin Hadley UNCF Scholarship to an agency youth. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in, and we are honored to in the future of our children. Last year, FCCS staff took part in the annual UNCF Virtual Walkathon and various fundraising activities and raised enough money to award a $5,000 scholarship. This year, we are proud to present the 2021 Alvin Hadley UNCF College Scholarship to a remarkable young lady, Ayana Austin. Graduating early after skipping a grade, Ayana knew that she wanted to go to college, but also knew that even with a strong grade point average, there is a huge financial expense for college. She also worried about filling out an application and the necessary paperwork needed for college. She got matched with a college-bound mentor at Franklin County Children's Services. Her mentor, Ms. Jamie, helped her navigate the entire college process, and Ayana is on her way to achieving her dream of attending college. Despite the hardships she has had to overcome, Ayana remains joyful and grateful for all things and pays special attention to the needs of others, despite the instability she has experienced. Ayana's social studies teacher and tennis coach states, Ayana is not only a leader in the classroom and tennis court, but in her Bible study where she leads by example and has passion for helping others. She has persevered and excelled in everything that has been thrown at her in life, moving 7 different times and attending 9 different schools during her education tenure. Despite these obstacles, Ayana has grasped every opportunity that has come her way. After graduating high school this year with a 4.2 GPA, she plans to obtain a degree in social work or psychology. Ayana is well on her way to achieving her goal of attending college and becoming a social worker or a therapist. This scholarship will help Ayana bring her dreams to reality. Ayana, I am happy to present the Alvin R. Hadley Scholarship to you.
Hello, I'm Chuck Cochran, Director of the College Bound Mentoring Program at Franklin County Children's Services. According to a new federal analysis, Americans who have spent time in foster care are far more likely than other adults to lack a college degree. We rely heavily on our community partners to help us narrow the education gap through scholarships. This year, we awarded 7 youth with $1,000 merit scholarships: India Hector, Michaela Drake, Megan Duty, Jasada Lewis, Malika Kadka, Marcus Villard, and Makia Johnson. Congratulations for your achievements. Our partner, CME Credit Union, is also investing in the future of a deserving FCCS youth. We are happy to announce the 2nd annual CME $1,000 scholarship. On behalf of Franklin County Children's Services, Citizens Advisory Committee, the FCCS Agency Scholarship Subcommittee, and CME, Congratulations to our scholarship winners.
CME is proud to partner with Franklin County Children's Services and the youth they serve. This year, we present the 2021 CME Credit Union College Scholarship to Mandione Nagaya. Mandione may not have always had an easy life, but I see him having a bright future. A senior at Northland High School, Mandione would like to study psychology. He is the first in his family to graduate from high school and go to college, having worked hard to achieve his goals despite immigrating to the United States from Africa, losing his father and being separated from his mother, and entering the foster care. With the support of his foster family and the FCCS team, Mandione has found stability and made academic achievements. His ambition to help others while also being a positive role model for his sister. Mandione has been accepted to the University of Toledo, where he hopes to play football. I am sure that he will become a successful young man. Mandione, on behalf of CME, I am happy to present you with the CME Scholarship Award.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Mary Bynum, and I am a member of the FCCS Citizens Advisory Committee. Again, we would like to thank you for supporting children and families served by Franklin County Children's Services. Robert Schuller states, "Let your hopes, not your hurts, shape your future." Our youth continue to create wonderful futures for themselves despite their challenges. I want to introduce to you a special young lady who has overcome difficult circumstances and is now realizing her dreams of earning a degree. Her name is Karima Bolden. After being involved with children's services for most of her life, Karima is now a student at The Ohio State University Newark branch, where she is studying social work. Karima was the 2020 recipient of the Jack Donahue Scholarship, made possible by donations to the Franklin County Children's Fund. Hear how the support of the community is helping her to achieve great things. Karima?
My name is Karima Bolding. I am the 2022 year Jack Donahue Award winner. Well, for the first part of like the first semester that I had, I didn't really know a lot about where everything went. So I was in the mentor program. My mentor, she really took me in a way. I struggled a lot with figuring out everything, and she kind of helped me and took me and showed me how to set certain schedules up, because I'm very terrible at time management. So she helped me through that and just helped me manage my time better, and she helps me with homework and just everything that I have going on. She helped me fill out my scholarship applications, all the different ones. She still sends me emails for different scholarships that I can sign up for all the time. And she just helps navigate me through everything. I am at OSU Newark, and I am studying social work and possibly political science as a minor. So if she wasn't there to encourage me to go back and seek the help that I needed, I probably would not have stayed in school. In the beginning of this year, I actually thought about dropping out just because I was so overwhelmed. And once I expressed that to her, she, like I said, took me in, and she just helped me split up everything so that it wasn't overwhelming me. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be stubborn. At first I was very stubborn and didn't want to ask for help from anyone, and that is just not the answer. You probably think oh, I have the internet and I have this and that, but it's really better to just ask people who've had experiences. Thankfully, my mentor also went to OSU. She didn't go to the branch like I do, but she still had the gist. She told me about the libraries and stuff. I didn't even know that I could go to main campus and go to the library and use those, but since I'm an OSU student, she called and helped me figure out that I actually can and do all that. So I would like to thank really just everyone that I've came in contact with. I feel like everyone in FCCS and like children's services and stuff has really helped me and given me advice. If it wasn't for like Mr. Derek and Mr. Chuck Cochran and stuff helping me out and sending me those things and information, Miss Asia and stuff, I probably would not be here. So I want to thank them.
The Rising Up and Moving On Award is presented to young people who have overcome difficult circumstances while in children's services care on their path to become successful. Mandiane Nagaya is our first Rising Up and Moving On Award recipient for 2021. Mandiane was nominated for this award by his Youth Transition Services caseworker, Don Wimberly, who describes him as a respectful young man and a good student. She shares that while Mandiane has been faced with many challenges, his determination and commitment to heal have allowed him to persevere. His foster father calls him a good young man with a promising future who will always have a place in his home. Mandiane's accomplishments led him to receive the 2021 CME Scholarship. His positive attitude, strong work ethic, and commitment to succeed will certainly serve him well in the future. We are so proud to present the 2021 Rising Up and Moving On Award to Mandiane. Congratulations.
Second Rising Up and Moving On Award recipient is Carissa Monroe. At 16 years old, Carissa had to cope with difficult circumstances. While in foster care, she faced the trauma of being separated from her family and the challenges brought on by living in a new environment. As a result, there was a period when Carissa acted out, but she quickly matured, took responsibility for her future. Thanks to hard work and tenacity, Carissa worked ahead in high school and recently graduated early. This is particularly impressive since Carissa was also caring for her 2-year-old son at the same time. Currently, she is working part-time at a fast food restaurant. This hardworking young woman has goals for the future. Carissa plans to study cosmetology and wants to be a nail technician. In the short term, she is saving to buy a car of her own. With the support of her grandmother, she is poised to provide a bright future for herself and her son. Congratulations, Carissa, for rising up and moving on from a tough situation.
Good morning. I'm Katie Smith, and Nancy Fitzgibbons was my mom. My mother dedicated her life to helping children through her work at Franklin County Children's Services. FCCS established the Nancy Fitzgibbons Child Protection Award to honor her. In October 2001, my mother was killed during a home visit. In her honor, today we recognize an FCCS staff member who epitomizes the work of a child welfare caseworker. This year, there were so many great nominations that 2 staff members will be honored. One who's worked with the agency for more than 10 years, and the other who's been with the agency for less than 10 years. I want to thank the members of the Fitzgibbon Child Protection Award Review Panel for the time they spent with the outstanding nominations and selecting these 2 deserving honorees. And I want to thank you for keeping the memory of my mother and her legacy alive. A caseworker in FCCS's East Region since 2018, the exceptional Ray Damron has demonstrated time and time again that she cares deeply about the children on her caseload. She always strives to do what's in their best interest. When a birth mother on one of her cases died, Damron came in on her day off to tell the children and ensure that they had extra support as they processed this life-changing news. The kind-hearted Damron then not only coordinated with the birth family and the foster family to ensure the children could attend the funeral, she also accompanied them, bringing flowers for them to place on their mother's casket. Damron has worked logistical miracles, ensuring siblings in separate foster homes, whether local or out of state, can maintain regular contact with one another. When the foster parent couldn't be there, she accompanied one of her youth for a scheduled hospital visit and then transported them back to their foster home in another county. That particular workday ended at 4:30 a.m. for Damron, but it was just another day on the job for her. Damron is committed to permanency for her youth, reunification for her families, and above all else, the critical importance of preserving family connections. She works tirelessly to track down kinship placement possibilities, as well as birth parents and other family members so they can be actively involved in case services. She even went so far as to track down a mother who was living in Haiti so that she could remotely attend court hearings for her daughter. While going above and beyond for every family and child on her caseload, Damron somehow always finds time and energy to support her colleagues, especially when difficult circumstances arise. She recently assisted a fellow caseworker in the attempted removal of 8 children. When the family couldn't be located the day custody was received, Dameron offered to drive to Indiana to pick up the children without notice if necessary. Ray, for your impressive commitment to bettering the lives of children and families, it's my honor to present you with this year's Nancy Fitzgibbons Award. And now we'll go on to the second honoree, the best. This word has been used again and again to describe seasoned caseworker Amy Emerson, and the praise is definitely warranted. Whether it's the families she's assisted in difficult times, the children in crisis she's protected, or the colleagues she has helped whenever needed, Emerson is widely admired, and for good reason. A veteran caseworker, Emerson has worked at FCCS for 23 years, and she currently advocates for children and families as an adoptions caseworker. Professional, resourceful, and diplomatic, Emerson is a master when it comes to family engagement. Quote, she can problem solve conflicts with her families and youth, and they respect her opinions and suggestions, her supervisor notes. Again and again, Emerson demonstrates an outstanding commitment to the children and families she serves, ready to address challenges with patience, compassion, and needed resources. Emerson recently provided post-adoption assistance to a family in crisis. Their beloved adopted daughter began to exhibit complex and problematic attachment issues. The stressed out parents were desperate for help and starting to feel hopeless about their situation. When Amy was assigned to their case, it was, quote, the best thing that could ever have happened to our family, the adoptive mother said. Although I was an emotional mess at the time, she listened, she cared, and she treated us so kindly. She was probably the best person we worked with throughout the entire process. Amy went above and beyond to help our family at one of the most challenging times of our lives. Because of Amy Emerson, not only is this family doing well, she helped them weather a seemingly insurmountable situation that had them considering giving up their child and placing her in the foster care system. Because of Amy Emerson, she helped them weather a seemingly insurmountable situation that had them considering giving up their child and placing her in foster care. Because of this and all the other extraordinary things she's achieved in her career as a child welfare caseworker, I'm honored to present Amy Emerson with this year's Nancy Fitzgibbons Award. Congrats to Ray and Amy.
I'm Raquel Breckenridge, Permanency Director for Franklin County Children's Services. At Children's Services, we are proud of our grandparents, aunts, uncles, and other relatives and family friends who step in as caregivers for our children when parents are unable. This year, we are proud to give the Kinship Appreciation Award to Jennifer Montgomery. Before taking temporary custody, Jennifer had not met sisters Piper, 6 years old, and 5-year-old Aaliyah. Despite the financial challenges of adding more children to her home with her daughter, Jennifer is committed to providing a safe and stable home for the children and making sure they feel secure. She partnered with FCCS Kinship Department to ensure girls were up to date on medical appointments and enrolled in daycare and preschool. She also makes sure they have regular contact with their biological mom and dad. When the biological mom gave birth to the girl's sister, baby Lydia, Jennifer agreed without hesitation to take her to keep the sisters together. Adding a newborn during a pandemic is difficult for anyone, let alone a single working mom with 3 school-aged children in the home. But the girls have been excellent little helpers in caring for baby Lydia, who is growing and meeting all her developmental milestones under Jennifer's care. The day before Ms. Montgomery went to court to obtain legal custody of Piper and Aaliyah, caseworker Emily asked Piper what happens at court, and she replied, "That's where she and her sisters get to be Jennifer's babies forever." We are honored to give you, Jennifer Montgomery, the 2021 Kinship Appreciation Award for your commitment and love for these children. Franklin County Children's Services honors individuals who have overcome severe challenges and make significant strides to strengthen their families. This year, we are pleased to honor Bridget Heron as the Family Achievement Award winner. In 2017, Ms. Heron tragically lost 2 of the most influential people in her life, her husband and mother. Ms. Heron's husband was a primary income earner for the family, including 4 children, Seth, 18, Caleb, 15, Adrian 14, and Maya 11. After his passing, the family struggled to pay bills, which led to their house going into foreclosure, and eventually they were homeless. The financial strain and stress took a toll on Ms. Heron, and she turned to drugs and alcohol as a method to cope. The family came under the care of Franklin County Children's Services in early 2018. Ms. Heron worked hard to obtain custody of her children. She enrolled in AA meetings and has a support system to help her rebuild her life. Ms. Heron now has custody of her children, has secured a beautiful home for them, and continues to work hard to ensure the children have a bright future. Seth plans to open his own shoe business when he graduates from high school. Adrian and Maya are both excellent students with all A's and B's. Caleb is unsure about what he wants to do in the future, but he can accomplish anything he wants to do with continued support. Ms. Heron continues to engage in AA meetings and has been sober since December 2019. Ms. Heron credits her success to God and has found success in using prayer when she has had cravings to drink alcohol. Ms. Heron has been an inspiration, and I do not doubt that she and the children will have a bright and beautiful future. Congratulations.
Community Advocate Awards recognize people and organizations that go above and beyond expectations to help the children of Franklin County Children's Services. We depend on the support of the community and value the relationships with our partners. Today, we're delighted to present 2 Community Advocate Awards. We'd like to first recognize Lynn Johnson. Lynn Johnson has been a volunteer with Franklin County Children's Services Holiday Wish program for several years, logging in hundreds of hours. Lynn has devoted herself to purchasing much needed items throughout the year, such as hats, gloves, books, crayons, backpacks, school supplies, toys, plus numerous other items. Not only has Lynn devoted many of her volunteer hours during the Holiday Wish program, she's encouraged her coworkers to volunteer in the annual program. Lynn also volunteers with Special Spaces, which is a charity that redecorates rooms for children with cancer. For her commitment and excellent toy-raising generosity, we want to present the Community Advocate Award to Miss Lynn Johnson. Thank you. Our second award goes to Terry Polson. Terry also has been a long-term volunteer with the Holiday Wish program and has supplied numerous items for the children of Franklin County. She shops the clearance aisles after the holiday to ensure that she's able to get coloring books and crayons and backpacks and other items during the year. Terry also assists with decorating the Family Center for the Holiday Wish program. She volunteers with the Special Spaces as well. Thank you, Terry, for your commitment to children and families served by FCCS. We appreciate your passion for children that drives your service to our agency. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today to honor children and families and community advocates. A huge thank you to Miss Darlene Hill and our friends at NBC4. We hope that you have been inspired to take our message of protecting children by strengthening families into the community. And remember, what's broken can be mended, what hurts can be healed, and no matter how dark it gets, the sun is going to rise.
Thanks, Chip. I'm Bruce Cadwallader of the Community Outreach Department, and we'd like to thank the staff and all the presenters who put this together today as we celebrate Wear Blue Day in Ohio to prevent child abuse and neglect. We wanted to also thank you for logging in. You can always learn more about Children's Services events and programs on our website and through all of your favorite social media platforms. We have Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and our new LinkedIn account, which will feature new job postings. To close out today, we have another selection for you from the Columbus Children's Choir. Thanks for coming and have a great day.